so it turns out one of the 5 richest owners in sports is the guy who owns the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm trying to glance in the tiny window that I have on my computer at the shipping container. I don't know if you guys ever thought about who owns the Memphis Grizzlies.
Justin
if you
Timberlake.
had any idea.
Yeah, my boy.
Timberlake, right?
So this is the funny part about the Timberlake thing. So Timberlake is an owner of the Memphis Grizzlies. He's one of the limited partners of the Memphis Grizzlies. The
Peyton
actual
Manning?
owner
Isn't Peyton Manning?
No, the
Manning
guy
was
who
in that
the
group
young guy
too.
who wants to play one-on-one against everybody.
I know, but I want, to live in this weird hypothetical world where Mannings are supporting drone attacks.
well, they're off to the side, but the real owner, Robert Pera, the controlling majority owner, I am told separately that he was once told by a woman he met out one night that he, in fact, was not the owner of the Memphis Grizzlies because she had read that Justin Timberlake was the owner of the Memphis Grizzlies, and Robert Pera, that owner, was so mad that he threatened to buy out the rest of his minority owners because, how embarrassing to be the real guy only for Timberlake to get your shine. But this whole thing is about okay, so who is Robert Pera and where did he come from? And Robert Pera, who is at last estimation, I'm looking at it, worth over $30 billion. He is a former Apple engineer who started a company called Ubiquiti. And Ubiquiti, I don't know if you guys know this company at all, but they make really good Wi-Fi products and routers and stuff. And so what Hunter Brook Media and Sam Koppelman, who's our guest on the show today, discovered after 6 months of their own investigation is that this company, despite sanctions being placed against Russia, in fact, Ubiquiti routers and products and antennae are being used to enable the war in Ukraine, the war against Ukraine. These are the very devices that Russian soldiers have been using in what is modern warfare, in a series of what the United Nations has now called crimes against humanity. And we just escalated a lot there from Timberlake to these photos, but that's kind of what sports are like now.
Well,
Wait
no,
a minute, that guy's doing funding that?
Yeah,